Hi, friends. Summer is here, and so is our summer sale on Sleep Tight Premium and Sleep Tight Friends on Supercast. Now's the perfect time to enjoy ad-free listening, bonus stories, birthday shout-outs, and more, all for less. Snuggle in and subscribe at sleeptightpremium.com or follow the link in our show notes. Because when kids sleep tight, families do too. Hello, I'm Sheryl, and welcome to Sleep Tight Relax, a cozy bedtime podcast made especially for kids, but perfect for dreamers of all ages. In tonight's story, Princess Yuki's perfectly arranged world gets turned upside down when Niko decides to rearrange the apartment. All of Yuki's carefully chosen napping spots disappear, leaving her tired and cranky. With Koro's help, she discovers that sometimes the coziest spots are the ones we share with friends. Before we begin, let's get ready for our story by finding our own perfect resting spot, just like Yuki loves to do. First, wiggle your body around gently until you find the most comfortable way to lay down, maybe on your side, or on your back, or curled up like a cat. Take your time finding the right position. Now, starting with the top of your head, imagine a warm light slowly moving down your body, making each part feel heavy and relaxed. Feel it warming your forehead, your cheeks, your neck, and shoulders, letting them sink into your pillow. The light continues down your arms, making them feel so comfortable they don't want to move. It flows into your chest and belly, helping your breathing become slow and peaceful. Now, the light's warmth moves into your legs, making them feel perfectly heavy and still. Finally, it reaches your toes, and your whole body feels like it's melting into the most comfortable position ever. Take a moment to appreciate how wonderfully cozy you feel, as if you found the perfect spot for a nap. Close your eyes if you'd like, as we begin our story. Yuki and the Great Nap Spot Crisis. The morning sun streamed through the living room window at precisely the right angle, creating Yuki's warming spot on her velvet cushion. This was her morning resting place, perfect for post-breakfast contemplation and the first official nap of the day. Yuki settled onto the cushion with the satisfied air of someone following a perfectly orchestrated routine. Her day was precisely planned. 9 a.m., sunny cushion nap. 11 a.m., breezy windowsill doze. 1 p.m., afternoon chair snooze. 3 p.m., ice cream cone bed rest. And finally, the evening cuddle corner for pre-dinner relaxation. Each spot had been carefully selected for its specific qualities. The velvet cushion caught the morning light just so. The windowsill provided the perfect breeze and bird-watching opportunities. The chair in the dining room had exactly the right amount of afternoon shade. Her ice cream cone bed was naturally the most dignified of all sleeping arrangements. "Yuki, Koro!" Niko's voice rang through the apartment with an energy that immediately made Yuki's ears flatten with suspicion. "I'm going to refresh our space today, make everything feel new and cozy." Yuki opened one eye and watched as Niko began moving furniture with the enthusiasm of someone who clearly didn't understand the delicate science of optimal napping arrangements. "This will be fun," Koro said, bounding over to watch the proceedings with his typical misguided excitement. "New places to explore." Yuki stared at him with the expression of someone watching a peasant celebrate the burning of the royal library. "Koro," she said slowly, "do you not understand what is happening here? She is dismantling the kingdom." But Niko was already dragging the velvet cushion to a completely different location, humming cheerfully as she worked. Yuki's perfect world was crumbling before her very eyes. By mid-morning, the full scope of the disaster had become clear. Yuki padded through the apartment with the shell-shocked expression of someone surveying the ruins of her civilization. Her beloved windowsill, the perfect spot for her 11 a.m. breezy doze, now housed an enormous leafy plant that took up the entire space. The plant seemed to mock her with its cheerful green leaves, completely oblivious to the royal tragedy it had caused. "Doesn't that look lovely?" Niko said, adjusting the plant's position. "It'll get perfect light there." Yuki glared at the botanical intruder. Perfect light indeed. That was her perfect light. Next, she discovered that her favorite velvet chair, the one with precisely the right amount of afternoon shade, had been relocated to the darkest corner of the dining room. It now sat in what could generously be described as a cave, completely useless for any self-respecting princess's napping needs. But the most devastating blow was yet to come. Yuki approached the spot where her magnificent ice cream cone bed had resided, only to find nothing. Empty floor. A void where perfection once stood. "Oh, princess," Niko called from the closet, where various storage sounds were emanating. "Your ice cream bed is just taking a little vacation in here while I figure out the best new spot for it." A vacation? Her bed was on vacation without her? Yuki sat in the middle of the living room, tail twitching with distress, surveying the chaos that had once been her carefully curated napping empire. Every surface had been moved, rearranged, or occupied by some ridiculous decorative object. "This is exciting, isn't it?" Koro said, appearing beside her with his usual misplaced enthusiasm. "Everything's different. It's like living in a whole new place." "Koro," Yuki said, her voice carrying the weight of someone explaining a concept far beyond a puppy's comprehension. "Change is not exciting. Change is catastrophic. I had a system, a perfect royal system." "But maybe the new arrangement will be even better," Koro suggested hopefully. Yuki fixed him with a stare that could have frozen water. Nothing could be better than perfection, Koro, by definition. Desperate, she attempted to recreate one of her former napping spots by dragging a small throw pillow to the approximate location of her old sunny rectangle. But the pillow was too small. The angle was wrong. and when she tried to move a side table to block the draft, she discovered that royal paws were not designed for furniture moving. The table remained stubbornly immobile, and Yuki found herself sprawled undignifiedly on the floor behind it. "Are you okay?" Koro asked, peering around the table with concern. "I am fine," Yuki replied stiffly, emerging with as much dignity as someone who had just lost a wrestling match with a piece of furniture could muster. "I am simply adjusting my strategy." By early afternoon, Yuki's situation had become truly desperate. She had spent hours prowling the apartment, testing every conceivable surface for napping potential. The kitchen tiles were too cold. The bathroom rug smelled suspiciously of Koro's post-walk paws, and the hallway was a thoroughfare completely unsuitable for royal rest. In a moment of profound desperation, she had even attempted to nap on the bare living room floor. The experience was so undignified, she preferred not to think about it. "Princesses," she reminded herself firmly, "do not sleep on floors like common floor sleepers." "Yuki," Koro said gently, appearing beside her as she glared at yet another unsatisfactory corner. "You look really tired. Why don't you try my spot by the couch? It's actually very comfortable." Yuki regarded his suggestion with the expression of someone who had been offered a meal of cardboard. "Koro, I appreciate your concern, but I have standards, royal standards." "But you haven't slept all day," he pointed out with the infuriating logic that puppies sometimes possessed. "And you look really, really tired." This was true, though Yuki would never admit it. Her usual post-meal grooming had been half-hearted at best, and she could feel her royal composure beginning to fray around the edges. "I simply need to find the right spot," she said, though her voice lacked its usual conviction. Koro settled down in his favorite corner, a patch of carpet where the couch created a cozy nook, perfectly positioned to catch both morning and afternoon light. He arranged himself in a comfortable circle and looked up at her with patient, hopeful eyes. "Look," he said, "there's room for two. We could share." The word share hit Yuki like a small thunderbolt. Princesses did not share napping spots. They had their own luxurious private domains. The very idea was... She watched as Koro's breathing began to slow, his body relaxing completely into the warm carpet. Despite herself, she had to admit the spot looked pleasant. The way the afternoon light filtered through the window, the protection offered by the couch, the soft texture of the rug. "I suppose," she said carefully, "I could evaluate the spot for scientific purposes to better understand what makes an adequate napping location." Koro's tail gave a sleepy wag. "Scientific evaluation sounds very royal." With tremendous dignity, Yuki approached the corner and gingerly stepped onto the rug beside him. The carpet was surprisingly soft under her paws, and the temperature was perfectly comfortable. Not too warm, not too cool. "The location has acceptable qualities," she admitted, settling down with careful attention to maintaining proper posture. But as she arranged herself next to Koro, something unexpected happened. His presence beside her was surprisingly soothing. The gentle rhythm of his breathing, the steady warmth radiating from his golden fur, the sense of companionable quiet. It all combined to create something she hadn't anticipated. Comfort. Not just physical comfort, but something deeper. A feeling of safety and contentment that had nothing to do with velvet cushions or perfect lighting. "This is not entirely unpleasant," she murmured, allowing herself to relax slightly against Koro's warm side. Koro agreed sleepily. "Sharing makes everything cozier." Despite her intentions to conduct only a brief scientific evaluation, Yuki found her eyes growing heavy. The combination of her exhaustion and this unexpected comfort was proving irresistible. "Perhaps," she said, her voice growing drowsy, "a short rest would be appropriate for research purposes." "Research purposes," Koro agreed solemnly, though she could hear the smile in his voice. As she drifted toward sleep, Yuki realized that something fundamental had shifted. The steady presence beside her, the shared warmth, the quiet companionship, it was creating a type of comfort she had never experienced in all her solitary luxury. When she woke an hour later, she felt more rested than she had in days. Koro was still sleeping peacefully beside her, one ear twitching occasionally as he dreamed. The afternoon light had shifted, but somehow the spot felt even more perfect than before. "Well," she said quietly, so as not to wake her sleeping companion, "this requires further investigation." "Koro," she said gently, nudging him awake, "I believe it's time we conducted a proper survey of our domain." Koro blinked sleepily, then brightened. "A survey? That sounds very official." "Indeed. As princess of this apartment, I am hereby decreeing that we shall establish new royal napping protocols for both princess and assistant." Together, they began a systematic exploration of the rearranged apartment. But this time, instead of searching alone for her personal perfect spot, Yuki found herself considering locations with Koro's comfort in mind as well. "What about here?" Koro suggested, indicating a cozy corner where Niko had moved the bookshelf, creating an unexpectedly sheltered nook. Yuki examined it with the critical eye of someone conducting official royal business. Adequate protection from drafts, acceptable lighting, sufficient space for two. This has potential. They tested the spot together, and Yuki was pleased to discover that it offered both dignity and comfort. The afternoon sun filtered through perfectly, and the bookshelf provided just the right amount of privacy. "This shall be designated as Royal Napping Station Alpha," she announced formally. Their exploration revealed other promising locations. A sunny patch by the rearranged window that was actually larger than her old spot, and a cozy area near the heater that would be perfect for winter napping. "You know," Yuki mused as they settled into their newly christened Alpha Station, "these arrangements may actually be superior to the previous configuration." Just then, Niko appeared with an armload of soft blankets and cushions. "Oh, you two found the perfect spot. I was hoping you'd like this corner." She arranged the blankets into an even more luxurious nest. "There. Now you both have the most comfortable napping spot in the whole apartment." Yuki surveyed their enhanced domain with royal satisfaction. "I hereby decree," she announced, "that shared napping is not only acceptable, but is, in fact, a sophisticated form of companionship benefiting a princess and her most trusted assistant." Koro's tail wagged with sleepy contentment. "Does this mean we're official napping partners now?" "Indeed," Yuki replied, settling regally into their newly shared kingdom, the most royal partnership of all. As the golden afternoon light softened into the gentle amber of early evening, Yuki and Koro remained contentedly settled in their newly established Royal Napping Station Alpha. The soft blankets Niko had arranged created the perfect nest, and the cozy corner felt more luxurious than any of Yuki's previous solitary spots. Yuki's eyes grew heavy with the particular satisfaction that comes from solving a royal crisis through unexpected means. Her usual evening grooming ritual could wait. Right now, the warmth of Koro's steady breathing beside her and the perfect comfort of their shared space was more soothing than any amount of primping. "Princess Yuki," Koro whispered, his voice drowsy with contentment. "Hmm?" she replied without opening her eyes. "I'm glad the furniture got moved. This is even better than before." Yuki considered this. A day ago, the idea that change could lead to improvement would have been unthinkable. But now, curled in their cozy shared kingdom with her loyal assistant beside her, she had to admit he was right. "Yes, Koro," she murmured, allowing herself a small, satisfied smile. "Sometimes, even a princess can learn new ways to be comfortable." As the evening settled around them and the apartment grew quiet, both pets drifted into the most peaceful sleep either had enjoyed in a very long time, dreaming of golden sunbeams and the simple pleasure of shared comfort. If you are still awake, it's the perfect time to whisper something kind to yourself. Take a deep breath, and in your mind or in a soft voice, say these gentle words: "I can adapt to changes and find new ways to be comfortable." Sharing good things with others makes them even better. I am flexible and brave, and I can find joy in unexpected places. I am calm, relaxed, and peaceful. Good night. Sleep tight.